Let's hear from him after the game yesterday. This is Tua. Getting questions about the Watson thing. Here's what he had to say.
A week for me. I approach this game the same way I approach any other game. So,
trade rumors, that doesn't necessarily seem like a normal week, even though it's kind of been consistent all season.
yeah, I would say it still is a normal week. The only thing is, I really respect and appreciate his transparency, with where he's at with that. But, within our conversations, I like to keep those private too, so.
You're human. Isn't it challenging, tough to block that out?
Not necessarily. Kind of how I answered Omar's question. I respect, what Flo does, and, he's transparent. He sits me down, he tells me what's going on. He has, conversations with Greer, and he kind of keeps me in the loop with all of those things. But, yeah, that's, I hear it, but I'm not really focused on that, so.
Jeez. Poor guy. Give me a ring, Leroy. Hey, what's up, Tua? It's Minkah Fitzpatrick. Listen, you got to get out of there. I saw this coming a mile away.
Really?
My Crimson Tide brethren.
Let me
tell you something.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Who that is? Who this is?
Oh, you know who it is. This is Minkah. You know.
Oh, the quitter?
No. What I was,
quitter?
I was ahead of my time. Ahead of my time is what I was.
Yeah. Okay.
You know where they'll love you? Pittsburgh. They got a fat quarterback right now. Just demand your trade here. Come on.
Hey, you know what else is amazing? Is that I still think the Dolphins can have a better record than Pittsburgh.
Oh, get out of here.
They're horrible, dude. They're horrible. Big Ben looks like Frankenstein in the backfield. So stiff. I'm telling you. I tell people all the time. I say, you don't realize Tom Brady been living this life for the last 20 years. Ben Roethlisberger think he could go on keto in the summer for his 40th, and everything is going to be just like Tom Brady. And it lasted about 2 games. Last year it lasted 11. You don't go from lasting 11 games to lasting 15 games. It goes the other way. Okay? When you get older, it goes the other way. So in 11 games, he may give you 6 or 7 good games. That's the way the body works. Unless you make a lifelong commitment to it, like Tom Brady did. Not Ben Roethlisberger.
So,
Ben Roethlisberger, he looks like he showed up with a 6-pack and a cooler.
What do you think that means, though, from Tua when he's like, Flo has been transparent with me about the conversation with Chris Greer? So is Flo telling him I'm not rats off a ship? Well, if Chris Greer's rats off a ship. Or is he telling him we're all rats off a ship? Or are they lying to him? Because it's a weird term when he says transparent, like it feels like he's acknowledging, they're telling me that they are trying to trade for a quarterback.
No, here's what they tell you, right? Regardless of what's going on around you, you have to handle yourself like a professional. You have to prepare for every game.
But he is.
And not worry about that.
But that's a waste of a conversation because he has been. If he's being transparent, he should be acknowledging that that there are talks about a quarterback because Tua has handled himself like a professional.
No. You don't. They would never tell a player that because they don't want to affect how he plays in case it doesn't go through.
Leroy, damage is done, dude. Damage is done, my friend.
But it's not, look, the questions are coming from outside, and you can always say, that's outside chatter. Right? You can always say that.
It's not outside chatter.
You're in a tough spot.
It's very clearly inside chatter.
Let me ask you a question. If Flo were to go into this situation with that attitude to say, we either got to do this or not, or whatever, we can't have this hanging over our head, right? You know who he would sound like? He would sound like Al Golden. Okay? Constantly talking about all the stuff going on around him instead of concentrating on football. And it's Flo's job to keep everybody focused on task at hand, regardless of how unfavorable the circumstances are for some players. Okay, now Tua has done that. Tua has handled himself as a professional. But I'm going to tell you firsthand, right? Nobody cares, right? Like, you're not going to feel any better about how Tua's handled the situation if you get Deshaun Watson. It's just the nature of it. So you have to be who you are. And from what we know and what we've seen the last 2 years, this is who Tua is. This is how he's always handled himself.
Yeah, but even the
And
most
so from that
Leroy,
standpoint,
even the most professional
what-
guy's got to have his limit. Like he has to. Like how many times can you kick dirt in the guy's face?
But again, all I'm going by is the way he's handled himself. I'm not saying he doesn't have a breaking point. But even here's Tua when it will bother him. You know what he's gonna say? I'm gonna tell you exactly what he's gonna say. He's like, look, having to answer questions about this when I have no control over it. Yeah, it's a pain because I want to do what I need to do to help this team win. And all the outside stuff makes it more difficult. But I am a professional and I have to handle myself accordingly. That is the extent of Tua getting pissed off about the situation because that's the way he handles everything. And the thing that sucks about this is that everybody wants a stand-up guy and a great guy and a professional when it comes to their professional sports. And those are the guys that get walked all over. So they're not going to care about Tua because he handled himself like a professional. So they're going to say, you know what? He'll handle himself like a professional. Let's do this.
Okay, but that's why I'm saying for him, you should make a stink and get out of here.
No, because look, and I feel this way too. Regardless of what the circumstances are surrounding you, right? You're thinking not if I can get out of here and get to a better situation, but if I can make it through this, there ain't nothing nobody could do to me where I'm not mentally strong to get through it. Because you're a competitor. And so, like, you know, to go through this, you're not necessarily thinking about, oh, the grass is greener over there. You're thinking about maybe this week I can do something to kind of, or maybe this week I can turn it around. Like that's just that's what you do.
Take a break.
Nowadays in college, if you don't like the circumstances that you're in, you can just get in the transfer portal. Like you don't have those options all the time.
Yeah, but like I think in this case though, like I just think it would be great if you flipped it on them. You have trade deadline week coming up. F it. Like what does it matter? Do you think anybody in Pittsburgh cares that Minka Fitzpatrick asked out of Miami? No. They think, wow, I can't believe that they actually bent on that. You guys actually caved on Minka Fitzpatrick? No one's gonna like if somebody actually ends up getting a gem of a quarterback with him, they're not going to be mad that, oh man, this guy asked out of Miami. Of course you ask out of Miami. The way things are going here, it's a sinking ship.
No,
because he's gonna end up leaving anyway, Leroy. If they go and get Deshaun Watson, he's gone anyway. What is professionalism by him?
That's my point. That you have to be you. He's a professional because that's who he is. And it's probably not going to buy you anything, but you got to be consistent with who you are. Don't let the circumstance around your life change who you are. That's what you're basically saying.
Yeah.
You're basically saying Tua is a certain guy, but he needs to be a different guy.
That's what you have an agent for. I'm not saying he has to be a jerk. Have his agent force a trade. Get him out of there.
All right. I got you.
If I'm his agent, I'm like, y'all
crazy,
don't want him anyway.
But
why? Why am I crazy?
Because you can't handle yourself like that.
Hold on, let me get this straight. You know that the person you're in a relationship openly flirting with somebody else. They'd do anything to be with that person, truly. Even if that person has some serious baggage. You're just cutting you're beating to the punch. I'm going to break up with you. I'm going to end this. So if you're Tua, say, I'm out.
That goes over, though.
Who cares how it goes over? What do you care? Did you guys care how it would go over with all these Deshaun Watson rumors?
No, you can't do it. You can't do that.
Tell me why. Give me with all the things we see these days, with players demanding trades, with guys taking their own careers in their hand, with all this stuff. Why can't?
Well, first of all, Tua ain't there yet.
They don't want him to be. Well, hold on, but they don't want him there anyway. So what's the difference? Like,
how do you know that?
Dude, why? Why? Because I got Dan Marino holding his cheeks saying, I'm so sorry before the games. I'm so sorry they're doing this to you, my boy. Did you see the cheeks that Marino?
You got to fight through. Yeah, dude, you got to be tougher than that.
Did you see that, Marcos? Did you see the video of Marino?
How about not being a mental midget?
He's not a mental midget.
How about not being a mental midget?
This we know.
Okay.
How many weeks do you have to do?
Hey, I promise you, if Tua gets through this, right, and he's still a Dolphins quarterback, the fans here should appreciate him that much more. And if that's not the case, then the hell with all of you. Because I wonder, how would you like to be 22, 23 years old and have to work under these conditions? I'm not saying he's going to be great. I'm not saying anything. But I'm saying how he's handling himself says a lot more about him and who he is than these clowns surrounding him. Because they're not doing him any favors.
Take a break. Hour, nobody wants you here. Except for us. Love you, buddy. I got a poll out, Leroy. You want to hear my poll?
Sure.
All right. Here's my poll for today. Do you feel bad for Tua? Here are your options. Yes, Finn's doing him dirty. Or no, it's pro sports, bruh. You can vote now at Brendan_Tobin. It's retweeted at 790 the ticket. Those are your options and your only options. All right? I don't like these cutesy people who come back at me with their own little custom answers. Hey, guess what? I didn't ask for your comments on my poll. All I wanted you to do was to hit one of the options. Okay? Don't come at me with, well, what about this and this? Nah. Those are your options. All right? Do you feel bad for Tua? Yes, Finn's doing him dirty. Or no, it's pro sports, bruh. Those are your options and your only options. Hit the ID marker.
If it's an organization's job to do everything they can to help the career of a guy they drafted, are the Dolphins doing that? With the offensive line, with everything that's going on, have they done or attempted to do everything they can to get the most out of Tua?
Look, they've attempted to do it. They seem to have a person who picks the players. Or, I mean, I don't know how much responsibility Flores has on. That's been debated about how much he has say in personnel. People seem to think that he has a lot. So if I'm going to lump Flores and Greer in it together, it seems like they've attempted to put a lot of stuff around him with, getting Will Fuller and all that type of deal, drafting Jalen Waddle. But a lot of their moves have blown up in their face and things that shouldn't be that surprising. He hasn't played a lot of football, Will Fuller. He's not playing a lot of football. Devontae Parker, once again, is always out, never plays football. And the offensive line has been a disaster, although it's been, I think, becoming less of a disaster, although Tua's been getting the ball out like a rocket. He gets it out quick.
Right, which, I mean, it seems like he's making more adjustments to be successful than the team is to put him in the right positions.
Yep.
And so from that, I give more credit to Tua by the way he's handled himself as a professional. I would say this. I don't feel bad for Tua. There's been many players who have been drafted in circumstances that they have to fight their way through. We've seen it. We've seen guys come out of the other end of their career, even after being, not being in the best circumstances early in their career. But I would say this. He was a top 5 pick, right? Which, if you're going to be a top 5 pick and you're going to get paid that way, then there's certain things that you're going to have to deal with. A lot of times it's dealing with being on a bad team, being on a team that's going to have some struggles and have to fight through some things and work some things out. So you pretty much understand that when you get drafted. Now, do you wish it could be a little better? Like, it never fails, right? Quarterback gets drafted top 5 on certain teams, and that team has very little patience with the player. Like, it kills me to believe. It seems like Sam Darnold got more support in New York than Tua's getting here. Right? Like, we can see it, we can go around the league and see situations that, guys get drafted in.
Yeah, but I feel like you're relating that to the fans, and I feel like he's getting less support from his organization than he is from the fan base.
No. I'm saying organization. I'm not saying fans.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
Fans just want
100%.
Fans just want to win.
They went and got him the offensive guru that is Adam Gase, Sam Darnold. He was like their 4th choice, but doesn't look like Matt Rule would have done a much better job. I mean, he's just rats up a ship on him after 6 weeks too. Hit the ID, Marcos. Miami Dolphins, their losing streak has hit 6 in a row. 6 in a row your Miami Dolphins have lost. And, here's a little bit more from Tua Tagovailoa yesterday dealing with all this stuff.
Or you say, I'm a pro, this stuff happens sometimes?
Well, I hear it. I do hear it. The thing is, I just don't listen to it. That's the thing. But yeah, that's that. All right, thanks, guys.
Oh, poor bastard. I feel terrible for him. Put you in a position to win yesterday. End this streak. Where was the defense? Poop in the bed. Poop in the bed.
That right there.
Back to back weeks. 4th quarter leads. Defense comes up short.
I mean, and at times it didn't even look like they were providing any resistance.
Nope. I mean, you got poor Eric Rowe out there getting beaten like a drum by this alleged tight end, Kyle Pitts. I mean, they call him a tight end. I call him a monster. He's so scared. They could have had him. And nah, we're good. You know what we're going to do? We're going to slide down the draft, and then we're going to go kind of back up the draft. What an overthink. I mean, this general manager, you talk about a guy who outthinks himself. You have been given a war chest of picks. Number 3 falls into your lap. A gift. You happen to you stumble upon it. And you think the Eagles are going to get that cute next year? I bet you they don't. Because the Eagles are like, number 2 pick, maybe number 1 at some point. Because I got to tell you, these Lions are showing the guts. They'll get a win at some point.
Cycle of doom.
I hate him. So mad at him. So mad at everything that he's going with. Oh,
that is so bad.
Terrible.
Really? He's on the show more now than when he was actually on the show.
Tua Tagovailoa, 32 of 40 yesterday, 291 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for the game yesterday. Matt Ryan threw for 336 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Kyle Pitts, 7 catches, 163 yards yesterday in the game. Here's a statistic from Tim Reynolds from the Associated Press. 291 yards, 4 touchdowns, 80% completion rate. Tua Tagovailoa did that all in a loss today. The only other quarterback in NFL history to endure a loss with those numbers, Matt Ryan. The only other quarterback to do that all and throw 2 interceptions, Dan Marino.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because as far as some are concerned, Tua sucks. And there's no numbers that you're going to ever give them or show them that is going to get them to feel any different. I'm like, if you're saying stuff like this after a guy's 13th game, I'm not saying he's going to be great, but I'm saying, I like to see this through.
Here's Tua Tagovailoa after the game yesterday on his conversation. Twinkle in the eye of Dan Marino. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, it's always support from Dan. And then, there's just other things, that we've kind of talked about that, I want to keep private. So,
The old keeping it private comment
Very
means
interesting.
you don't have to say nothing.
Very interesting. What do you think Dan Marino is? You think Dan Marino's saying, like, listen, Tua, I hear what the Stephen Ross is saying. Make a stink, get out.
Nope. You want to know what he's saying?
What is he saying?
He's saying,
hold your head up high,
look,
little fella.
no. He's saying part of being a pro is being able to handle circumstances like this and still going out and doing the preparation and playing the best possible football you can play.
It's kind of wordy. I mean, I feel like it wasn't that long of an exchange. I think you're kind of going long there, if I'm honest.
I'm just spitballing here, but it's something along those lines. Control the things you can control. How about that?
I think it was, listen, I was on the golf course with Chris Greer. He's rats off a ship. Make a stink, get out.
So, wait. So you have the single-handed greatest player for the Miami Dolphins as the inside leak?
Not the inside leak for
As
like
the source?
Not the source.
As
Just
the
for
source?
Just for Tua. Just for Tua.
You can't be. Hold on. You know the way leaks work? Leaks don't just leak one thing. Right?
So you just think that
What is wrong with you?
You think Marino's just a faucet? He's just giving you a
No!
Interesting.
No! He's not.
What about
Not
you,
at
Marcos?
all.
Marcos, you think that Marino is telling him to make a stink, or you think Marino's just being, give it the old, give him a little pep talk?
I think Leroy's right. He's a faucet. And he was telling him make a stink and then asking different recipes.
Do you think that, so when Jay Glazer says that the Dolphins are heavily engaged in trade talks, you think that Jay Glazer is talking to Marino?
The leak source that leaked that information?
Yeah.
Dan Marino.
Wow.
Wow. What's wrong with y'all?
It's in the video. I mean, I can't refute a video.